had to save the put it as a
We're live.
Yep.
Okay. Should I continue with what I was saying, or because it wouldn't make sense if it? Should I restart?
Okay. Well, at first I want to give like an introduction.
Oh,
Everybody
yeah,
watching. To anybody watching, what's up? Originally, right about now, I was scheduled to debate Mjolnir Man on abortion, religion, and economics, how we differ on that. But apparently, he did not show up. He might have something, and so I decided, screw it. Since he's not showing up, I'll just do the 100 celebratory, the 100 sub celebratory stream right freaking now. So here we are. And so far, I'm with S-Man and Jocelyn. Might have more people join on. If anybody has any questions about me personally, about my beliefs, religious or political, about my life, depending on how personal the questions are, I might or might not answer them. And so, yeah, we're here to hang out and so the achievement of the Zach Edwards channel reaching 100 subs. Tripled it.
Yep, I'm on it to the chat.
And you deserve it because your channel's pretty good.
Yep.
Oh, thank you, Jocelyn.
And we got JJ Skinner. What's going on, man?
Not much.
All
Did
right.
you get my question on?
Google is here. Record time. Zach, I see you doing this whole thing. What the fuck?
I forget what it's called, but did you get my question on? I put it as anonymous because I didn't feel like signing in. But did you get my question?
Which one was it?
Do you plan on retiring from the NFL?
I never even made it to the NFL.
Okay, Google it says to Zach. Zach, apparently, according to Google, you spanked her 100 times. And Tasteless Opinion is in the chat.
Oh, he is. What's up, Tasteless? Hey, I've been trying to talk to freaking S-Man and Jocelyn about possibly giving you an invite to the Cancer Podcast chat, but unfortunately, I don't know.
I think I'll do that right now.
That's fine.
I'll do that right now. Yeah, it's cool. I don't know. I wonder. That'd be kind of cool to talk with Tasteless because you and I, because you tried for like, what was it? Almost 5 months now. It
was like 2 or 3 times to invite him on a live stream. But I don't know. Maybe he'll think that it'll be more worth his time if there's like a bigger group of people. I guess he's afraid that he wouldn't be an interesting enough of a person or something. I don't know. I might be putting words in your mouth, Tasteless. So I apologize if I apparently am. Okay. So there's like a first few questions that I want to answer to Wanted or Wanted Bunyan 9, whatever, however you pronounce his name. He I forgot to say in my original video that said 100 subscriber achievement, and he commented congrats, and I forgot to say in the video that if you have any questions about me, about my beliefs and whatnot, comment them down below. And so yeah, he said in reply, Zach Edwards, what is your general opinion on vaccines? Should they be forced or not, even if it damages public health not to? Well, personally, I think that people should not be forced to take the vaccine if they don't want to. And I can understand, I guess, the way that it would damage public health, like if people were to have sex with each other to like spread STDs or whatever. I don't know. Maybe that's a discussion for some other time, but I look at that more of an indirect harm against another individual, not direct. When I think of like a direct violations of one's liberty, like life or whatnot, I think of them like intentionally or purposefully or even mistakenly just because of their own carelessness. Although I guess not getting a vaccine would technically be considered carelessness, but yeah, I think that if somebody like indirectly was to harm your private property, or say like that they release into the atmosphere carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide that in the eventuality would kill another person, I look at that as indirect. But if somebody was to hold a gun to your head and kill you, that would be a direct violation of your right to life. And he also asks, also, are you a creationist? Believes in 7-day creation and or believes that Earth is 6,000 years old, give or take? You may have already answered this one. I think I might have, but yeah, I don't know how exactly that I fall regarding regarding the whole issue of whether or not we have evolved. I would have to do more research on it. But there's like a Bible verse. Actually, there was a blog that I read once on the internet in response to Ken Ham about how he thinks that the Earth is only 6,000 years old. And basically, Ken Ham comes to that conclusion because he's like, there's like a passage in Genesis that it goes talking about this person begat that person, talking about the family tree between Abraham and Noah, basically, or Noah and Abraham. I don't remember the order, but saying that because this person begat that person, that's how that they approximate how many years that the world might have existed within that time frame of them explaining the family tree. But the blog explains that begat doesn't mean that directly the said person who begat person 2 is a direct father of person 2. I mean, person 1 could be like the grandfather or even the great-grandfather of person 2, but he would have still begat him. And also, the blog that I'm mentioning, it cited a verse talking about how to God a day is 1,000 years and 1,000 years is a day. Basically consists of how time is so warped between humanity and God. I cannot remember which exact verse it was, but reading that verse, if we were to take it into account, then that would mean possibly that when it says God created the earth in 6 days, it means created 6 days in his own time. But 6 days to God could be thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions, billions of years in our universe. And so reading that verse, there's a high possibility that the earth is over 10,000 years old, unlike how conventional creationists like to believe. So yeah, that's how I feel about creationism.
Yep, and Jake Cox asks in the chat, Zach, what do you think about the one girl who got 4 months of probation for being part of the kidnapping of the white kid in Chicago, torturing and scalping him?
Actually, I haven't heard of that story.
Oh, dude, it's all over the fucking news. People wouldn't shut the hell up about it for a long time, and
yeah, I feel like shit
now. No worries. It was basically this autistic Donald Trump supporter got kidnapped. He was forced to drink toilet water. They said they forced him to say "fuck white people" and all that horse shit, and it was pretty stupid. Or the white, and then he continues this question. Or the white guy in Florida who got a 15-year prison sentence for leaving bacon and a mask and breaking some windows. Is it that? I think he's referring to that guy who got 15 years in prison for leaving bacon next to a mosque. That's fucking stupid.
Oh, to a mosque. Okay. He said mask. I was thinking like, wait, mask? I did not realize that it was illegal to just accidentally leave behind your bacon and your Freddy Krueger mask behind at some restaurant or whatever. Damn autocorrect. It's supposed to say mosque. Oh yeah, a 15-year prison sentence for leaving bacon at a mosque. Yeah, that person's the Islamist religious beliefs is not that person's responsibility. Like, I'm not so sure what within Islamists' religion they would have to do to prevent themselves from becoming unclean for touching bacon or any kind of pig product, but use a pair of tongs or something. The Islamists could just pick it up very gently and throw it in the trash or something. I don't know what exactly in their beliefs.
When was this night anyway?
Hey, Loudmouth, how are you doing?
Yeah, how are you?
Saw your preview. It was pretty good. Saw your preview of the pure.
Hold on, guys. I'll be back in a sec.
Oh, God. Googlet says, Jake, Zach is my boyfriend.
You thought it was funny?
Yeah, I thought it was funny.
Pretty much just comes from the fact that the movie's review is called Hope Floats. And obviously well, they all float down here. Everything floats down here. Everything floats in this review.
Why is it called Hope Floats anyway?
Honestly, I don't really have a clue. It's a Patreon-sponsored review, so I didn't really pick it, but I was paid to make it.
No, why is the movie called Hope Floats?
What song is that?
Guys,
Kind of a chick flick.
I'll be back in a second, guys. I gotta go somewhere.
Okay.
I think Google has revealed that Loudmouth is basically the gun-toting version of Cupid or something, because he says Zach was shot by Loudmouth with a love gun. Like, what the fuck? Okay, hey, you're coming a little bit soft, Google it, because either that or we're just getting, or we're starting to get too used to the shit talking.
Does a better job of trolling these streams.
Yeah. She usually does, but apparently she's off her game or something. Got to step it up, Google it. Step it up. Yeah, and also, the whole breaking some windows issue, like the one guy who broke the mosque's windows, I'm presuming that's what Jake Cox is referencing to. Yeah, I don't think it's worth a 15-year prison sentence for just breaking some windows. Maybe a year, maybe 2 years, something like that.
Well, even 5 years I could have somehow seen for that kind of crime, but 15 is insane. All right, like 5 would be the absolute maximum possible. I mean, he caused about $1,000 worth of damage to the place, cameras, a few things. All right, but that's just vandalism. Okay, that is not a 15-year crime.
Yeah. Google says Zach spanked me 100 times in celebration of 100 subs. Yeah, I'm kinky like that. I'm sorry to spoil it to everybody, but I'm a butt type of guy.
Hey Zach, is that something? Is that what you wear when you do that to Google it?
What this? Yeah. She thinks that I look like Agent Smith from The Matrix. She likes it that way.
Fucking Christ! This chat will get pretty cancerous by the end of it.
Okay.
Mr. Google it.
Mister? Are you misgendering Google it? You fucking transphobe or whatever the proper term for that would be. I don't think Jocelyn is a nigga. Niggard Lee. What the fuck? Google it.
I do like fried chicken and Kool-Aid, so maybe
you need to tame yourself, Google it, just a little bit.
Zach, do you have cognitive dissonance? That's my question, because you're like, you need to step up your game, Google it, and then Google it steps up her game a little too much, and you're like, you need to tone it down.
I guess I don't know how necessarily that would be cognitive dissonance.
You're contradicting yourself at the very least.
Contradicting myself for saying that she needs to step up her game, and then she actually does it. Oh, we got 5 viewers.
And then you didn't
Bring
like
on the crowds. Okay, I want to say it again. But for anybody that just might have joined us, if you have any questions about my political beliefs or religious beliefs or about my personal life, go ahead and ask them.
Yeah.
I want to say it. This is an open Q&A format. If you have any questions about my political beliefs or religious beliefs,
who's got the fucking?
Who the fuck needs to put on some headphones? Like, jeez.
Nope, it's still going on, so it's not me.
It's Loudmouth. We figured it out. Sorry, Loudmouth, but the reverb was giving my ears cancer.
Google it.
My
Google
fault.
it says Zach likes me to dress up as Xiaomi. I'm sorry, but Xiaomi, I'm going to be honest, she kind of looks like a skeleton.
Oh shit!
She's gonna come in the stream now and kick your ass, probably.
Bro, she's probably going to. She's gonna enter the stream.
I saw I saw one of the streams that she did with her face cam, and I was like, okay, yeah. She definitely doesn't look like a. I don't know. She definitely looks like a successful transsexual person, somebody who hasn't. But yeah, those like. I could barely see the pupils within her eyes. I mean, it was just all black within the eye. It was like
supposedly Reese Nightmare Fuel wants her.
Yeah, but I guess she might be jealous that you prefer Blair White over.
Oh yes, exactly. She's very jealous that you prefer Blair White's dick over hers. Yeah.
Oh god.
Oh no, I made a dirty joke.
Bearing is going to go after you guys.
I still have to make a response video to fucking Bearing on that video.
I thought about doing a response too because it was absolute horse shit. And Google in the chat says Zach faps to Xiaomi. I mean, I'm not going to judge Zach. I mean, you do you, bro.
Yeah, Zach can fap to whoever the hell he wants. Okay.
Yeah, he could fap to Loudmouth's beard. I mean, it'd be a little weird. Choice, Zach. The choice is always yours.
Yes.
Okay. Jake Cox also asks, how do you think the boomers have contributed to the downfall of the country? The baby boomers is what he's referring to. I mean, there was the hippie culture that arose out of the 50s and 60s. There was I don't know. I guess I asked about it too much. I mean, I just naturally been of the general opinion, as everyone else had been, that the baby boomers, like, I guess, started the downfall of the American populace and whatnot. Like, and then Generation X came around, and the more harsh parental discipline started. Sorry, I got distracted with what Google said in the chat. Zach Edwards versus Vegan Gains is cucumber life debate. Matronex says boomers are also the big zombies in Left 4 Dead, and I think they need to contribute too. Okay.
Yeah, I think I've been in Oklahoma too long because I thought you were talking about Oklahoma's boomers.
No.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't really think that Jake Cox was referring to any sports team. I mean, okay, if anybody was to ask any questions about me in sports, I do not pay attention enough to sports to know anything. The most I pay attention is when it comes to the whole kneeling situation, which is when oh god, Zach Edwards versus Google it says.
And Christ, Zach, you have some cancer in your comments, man.
Yeah, I'll penetrate that clip real good. Google it.
Google it's like a virus. They first it came to me, then to Esma, and then to Zach Edwards.
Yep.
Zach, you are one kinky motherfucker. I'm gonna secure that clip and it'll be funny as fuck. Like, if Google ever does that video on JJ and makes a video on you, you're giving her all the ammunition. That would be fucking hilarious. If Google were to do a video on Loudmouth, I think that'd be hilarious as well. You know.
What?
Huh?
You think so?
Yeah, I think it'd be very interesting. I mean, but then again, Loudmouth hardly talks about anything political on his channel, so he just does movie reviews. I don't think there's anything all that bad about people doing movie reviews.
Yeah, but when Loudmouth does go talking about politics, he's pretty spot on. Like I said over Thanksgiving, I'd like to thank Loud subjectivity and whatnot. So back on about the baby boomers. I don't think that it really started with the baby boomers. I think what happened is that after the Great Generation in our country had won World War II, and after we had recovered from the Great Depression, it was an age of great surplus in the United States throughout the 50s, 60s, even the 70s and 80s and 90s, and then the late 2000s hit. That's when everything crashed. But yeah, I think that it started. Yeah, the baby boomers became so spoiled, and it just grew on from there. The spoiled, rotten brat nature that Americans have become ever since the baby boomer generation. I guess the great generation hadn't cracked the whip on them hardly enough. Or maybe even done it a little bit too much to the point that they became brats. It's either not enough or too much that it ended up growing a bunch of either sociopaths or psychopaths or lazy brats. I don't know what you guys would think about that.
No, I think you summed it up perfectly. Google, it says in the chat, make America great again, and then again with the hashtag. Then Matronix asks, have you always held your current beliefs, or were you at some point, with quotes, red-pilled?
Well, there's some other older questions here, actually, from Jake Cox and whatnot that I want to get to. I want to try and hit these in order. How do you think the outcome will be of things like the national debt, pension plans, etc.? All of this debt is likely to be attributed to white people in the future. Of course it will, because it's not okay to be white, you know? I'm honestly not a great economist or anything, but I can only imagine that once we don't start paying our debt, that somebody is going to start cracking down on us. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not an expert on that. And pension plans, God, I do not look into retirement enough. Issues of retirement enough. Pension plans, it's basically something associated with 401ks and Social Security, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Loudmouth, what would you know about that?
Hold on. I just.
Yeah.
I think so too. But
I mean, and he also mentions likely to be attributed to white people in the future. Yeah, on the issues of race, the problem is that black people like to. There are a few like a very far left minorities that like to say that it's okay to be racist, but not minorities. Like Owen McDonald, for example, would be somebody who think it's okay to joke about straight white men, but not people in the LGBT community and non-whites. Really, it seems like a way of getting back, a spirit of vengeance, basically. And it's got to stop somewhere, this whole racial strife. I mean, because if you're going to justify being a prejudice or racist just because it happened to your race sometime in the past, then the person that you're being prejudiced against will then want to get back to you. And it's just an endless circling cycle of people getting back at each other because, oh, you were a piece of shit to my grandpa or great grandpa or something. Google, it says The Descent of Manosphere, Episode 2, Zach Edwards. Yeah, if Kevin Logan would notice me, but honestly, I don't know that much about Kevin Logan. Jake Cox says, white people are slowly becoming a minority, but the boomers are a large portion of our population. As they die off, our population will drop dramatically. I think Jake Cox might be one of the people that subscribe to me because of my It's Not Okay to Be White video.
Okay.
What? What did you say, Justin?
that was S-Man.
Oh, S-Man, what was that you said about Jake Cox? S-Man. We can't hear you, S-Man. Okay.
And you sound like you were screeching. It's not okay to be white. That's kind of.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't have any issue with white people eventually becoming a minority. The thing is, I mean, I don't hold any racial identity. I guess I hold more of a right-leaning libertarian or conservative identity. But even then, I don't like to follow the cult of personality with Red Pill Black and other people that like her that might have been attacked by people more further left to them that I think are more intellectually honest than Red Pill Black. But yeah. My only issue with the eventuality that white people would become a minority is because I'm not meaning to sound racist or anything, but statistically, it's true that mostly like a little over than half, I think, white people are either a conservative or libertarians in some way, and a good portion of, say, black people and brown people are more of the liberal, progressive worldview. And that's the only issue that I would have with it. But that said, you don't have to be white to be somebody who's on the economic right. So,
of course not. There's plenty of people who aren't white on the economic right.
All right. And so I don't think we need to like stop America from becoming non-white. We have to start educating more and more people on economic liberty.
Google it says that I should that I should debate Vegan Gains, but I don't think Vegan Gains would do it because I'm not his true love, and thus not the person he wants to debate over and over again.
Yeah, Cucumber is his true love, but he hasn't debated that, to be honest. I'm just kidding. I get the deal.
I can just see Vegan Gains like having his wife dress up as roaming millennial.
I dream of Genie.
And yeah, I dream.
Yeah, and as a result.
All right. This isn't right. You need to modify your eyes to look a bit more Asian.
I'm burning up in here.
Why did you wear that coat then, Zach?
Why did I wear it? For aesthetics. For the same reason that Loudmouth wore his Skeletor mask during his Halloween streams or whatever the fuck that mask was.
Yeah, and you know, it would be absolutely hilarious if Vegan Gains was that stupid. He actually had his wife dress up as Romain Millennial. I actually saw he made a new video today. Apparently his wife now can legally stay in Canada. So I guess good for him. But nothing
I think really will top the dumpster diving video. I just love the fact that he thought a loaf of bread found in the dumpster wouldn't go bad for 6 months.
Oh.
I remember that. It was so damn funny. I'm like, you have to be kidding me.
My God, you have to be like the king of dumbasses in order to think that lasts that long.
Yeah.
Okay, so, sorry, I did not mean to interrupt the discussion.
Oh, no, it's fine. But, like, I know this might sound mean for me to say, but someone would have to be, like, absolutely needing to go. They need to get treatment for their retardation. If they think bread found in the dumpster, sprayed with all that pesticide shit, would be okay for 3 to 6 months.
You're like a little blurry today, Esmian.
Yeah, you sound all staticky.
Yeah, I fixed your audio.
Okay.
Google Hangouts is a cuck.
Okay, and Matronix asked the question, have you always held your current beliefs, or were you at some point red-pilled? I guess if you want to say, you could say that I was like a red-pilled sex and drugs, basically. I mean, because I used to have been like a staunch, I guess you could say, authoritarian conservative in some ways. Yeah, I used to think that gay marriage should be kept illegal, but then thinking about it more and more as the years passed by, and as the court ruling came in 2015 that gay marriage would be legal across the United States, I decided I first started off with, yeah, this ain't a big enough deal to be fighting over. But then it gone from that to saying completely, yeah, not a concern at all. And in fact, let them have their liberty to butt fuck each other, those damn faggots.
So Zach, how's your relationship with Google It?
What?
I'm gonna send this to your work. I'm just kidding.
How's your relationship with Google It?
I'm gonna take that clip out of context and send it to your work. I'm just kidding. I don't know where you.
Oh, Bearing will do that a lot with the chat and the questions.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Bearing is secretly watching all our streams. Things to take out.
We know he's watched our streams. How else did he find that clip? I mean, it blows my fucking mind.
Okay. I don't know if I like explained this to you in detail, loudmouth. Like there was like a 17-minute video. Like I downloaded the stream onto my computer, and then I just cut up all the parts. The main 20-minute conversation that you, I, and that Josh EC guy, nuclear option, got talking about Bearing, AIU, and skeptics and SJWs, and I put it into a 17-minute clip. And I guess that is what made it so easy for Bearing and his followers to find, was because and sit through.
Yeah, you left in some of those little more vulgar jokes even than usual I made there. I don't know. The Bears, what can I do?
And I would not be surprised. Like, fortunately, he didn't link the original video, because then Zach's comment section would be like an absolute cancer fest, more cancerous than anything Google It could do. Like dislike ratio would be like Kyle Klinsky gets owned by Penn Jillette times like 15.
That's like what Tor said. They're all sheep basically.
Yeah, it would light up like a Christmas tree.
They just go where.
Speaking of Christmas trees, I got myself one.
You can't.
And I think Bearing left a dislike on it.
You know, but do you see another thing? Actually, I found out today is Steve Shives says he's going to be doing live streams, and well, Devin Tracy openly declared in his video his intention to create like 100 bogus accounts on Google in order to spam Steve Shives' feed. I'm very sure that's yet another community guidelines violation that he's openly advertising he's going to violate.
Yeah, I think the reason why Warcorps took like shorter for him to get terminated is that he announced in his video that you're not going to stop me from making video of. He basically announced that he got terminated in the past in that video.
Yeah, and you're not allowed to have an account on here. Like Steve Shives got banned off YouTube, and he still is on YouTube.
Yeah, that was 6 years ago on YouTube. Channel, of course, the rules I guess don't apply to Steve Shives, which I'm honestly okay with, because I do not want Steve Shives' YouTube channel banned. All right, he's worth it. He's worth being around for the lulz. Okay, and he doesn't threaten anybody or do anything dangerous. Dumbass who says really stupid stuff.
Yeah, and back to Matronix's question. Red pilled on sex and drugs. But when it comes to guns, when it comes to economics, when it comes to abortion, and among a few other issues like immigration, and at least half of my foreign policy issues, I have pretty much always held them. I mean, I've become more and more a libertarian, or what is stereotypically associated with libertarianism, libertarian on the issue of foreign policy. But yeah, Jake Cox also asks, and of these debts, I believe will be blamed on white people, and the non-white replacements of this country will not want to pay these debts. That would have to be if non-whites were to like literally commit a white genocide, not just like put in diverse character casts in their movies and whatnot. And he also asks a little bit further down, so you think racial divisions will just go away? I didn't say that. I mean, I I try to be an optimist, but I honestly don't know. I mean, they were really bad back in 2016 and 2015, but we haven't heard hardly anything about Black Lives Matter in any recent months. I mean, it seems that that all the protesting and all the division has gone to alt-right neo-Nazis and Antifa now here in 2017, instead of Black Lives Matter versus anti-SJWs. Matronix asks, no rock and roll though. You got the other parts. I do not know what he's referring to right there.
Drugs, sex, and rock and roll.
Oh. I can't believe I did not catch that. No, I never believed that rock and roll was like a sin. I mean, there are some like fundamentalist Baptists out there who will think that rock and roll, classic rock, hair metal, heavy metal is a sin just listening to them. But I don't think that it is really a sin if you are to like listen to them mainly for the music itself. I mean, there's some messages in music, in songs that I cannot get behind. Like, for example, Aerosmith, Love in an Elevator, I think that's what it's called. Yeah, Love in an Elevator. I cannot get behind the lyrics, but I like the beat of it. I mean, it's just basically talking about sex for the sake of sex. Whereas REO Speedwagon, I can get behind more of the message right there and the music at the same time. And ZZ Top sings a whole lot about materialism and sex for the sake of sex. But I like the beat of their music. But then again, they got kind of old on me for a while. So, yeah.
All right. We got 2 people watching the stream. We got 2 likes. Fortunately, Bearing has not come yet to leave a downvote.
Damn it. That's such a shame.
I mean, imagine my shock when I saw a dislike on your talking about skeptics and all that shit.
I'm gonna give it a like.
Well, it's not too surprising though, because really Bearing and we even got criticizing a little bit of Sargon of Akkad there for a bit.
A little bit.
Excuse me. But a little bit, but not as harsh as Bearing. Like, I think of everyone in the skeptic community, the 2 people that Loudmouth dislikes the most is Bearing and AIU. Am I wrong in saying that, Loudmouth?
AIU, yes, but there's people I dislike quite a bit more than Bearing. I mean, Bearing, what can I say? The guy's a massive hypocrite on AIU. Other than that, I like the guy. I've always liked the guy's content. I was always a fan of the guy. Just that one issue, he was a massive hypocrite, and he won't stop being a hypocrite. He's done nothing but double down on his bullshit in that area. But I mean, like worse than him, though. You know,
right? And I think the main reason why it got a dislike is because we did criticize one of the biggest YouTubers out there with one of the biggest odds, like Aspie sings about. We're coming in the dislike squad. Have any of you guys watched that song of Aspie's? But yeah. Bearing basically has one of the biggest dislike squads out there.
I mean, it depends. Who qualifies as the skeptic community is a little bit vague. I mean, let's see. A lot of guys who I think are massively worse than Bearing. Well, I don't know if they qualify. Let's see, guys like Onision or what have you.
Onision would not be considered like a skeptic community member. I do not even think he would be of the social justice crowd. When I think of people in the social justice crowd, I think of people like Anita Sarkeesian, Kevin Loken, Tim Blake, Demotivator.
So like more of the of YouTubers who just focus on anti-SJWs. Who's really bad besides? Well, Cognitive Thought's a guy I really don't like because what was it? For one thing, during the Bearing thing, you said that because I mentioned Sargon's name, all right, that I was doxing too, which was total bullshit. Then I said, by that definition, all right, if you say that the President of the United States is Donald Trump, you're doxing. And he actually answered, I'm not kidding, yes, you're publishing identifying information about somebody online. So according to him, 99% of the population are doxers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't deal with stupidity on that level.
And Matronix says in the live chat, if Styx is a sin, then well, I'm doomed. And of course, S-Man knows who I say when I say Styx. Yeah, I mean, there's like a few of Styx's messages that are kind of the same caliber as REO Speedwagon when it comes to like love relationships, but they also they made a couple songs singing about America, both Miss America and Sweet Man in Blue, and then they made one that, if I'm correct in my interpretation, Snowblind is basically an anti-drug song, an anti-drug usage song.
Yeah.
I mean,
No blind, take it easy.
I'm not for making it illegal necessarily for people to like shoot heroin up their arm or take crack or whatever, but I am all for spreading the message of saying that them are bad drugs.
Drugs are bad, okay?
I mean, I think we can universally agree, though, that marijuana has a whole lot of pros to it. Like, there are times to not take it, like during work, but that goes for alcohol as well.
If I Google it, Zach Edwards versus Vegan Games Cucumber live debate.
The only place where you can work and
yes.
is YouTube and Drunken Peasants. So,
yeah, I would have an interesting debate with that guy. We could possibly use our cucumbers as lightsabers, and
if Zach were to wear a wig or something and were to put on some makeup, I think Zach would understand at that point. I feel bad for Zach. So don't wear lipstick. Do not wear a wig.
I don't know. Zach, I have to ask. When Vegan Games dressed up as Roman Millennial, were you attracted to him?
God, I didn't even watch that video, but I just saw the thumbnail that S-Man had shared, and I thought, no.
So between Blair White and that image of Vegan Games, you'd probably pick Blair White.
Of course.
Okay. So we have your preferences in terms of whose dicks you like at that moment.
And it's not really for the dick why I think that Blair White is good looking. It's because she's got the feminine figures of the nice rack and the hips and whatnot.
But they're all like from various surgeries. None of them are natural.
Right. I guess so. Wait a minute. Wouldn't that then justify Candace Owens for saying that she's a man?
I
mean,
I know that'll get me a ton of hate if I were to agree with Candace Owens on that regard. But biologically, Blair White is a male. Sorry.
Yeah.
That is reality.
I mean, okay. So you remember the gender stream that we had, and I was all like, I feel dead inside because you kept on emphasizing that Blair White still has the dick, Zach. You're not straight if you would let Blair blow you. But yeah, the main reason why I was pondering right there, or one of the main reasons, was because I was thinking, oh man, this just totally changes the dynamic of the conversation now, because I've been referring to Blair White as she mainly because I thought that she did get rid of her male genitalia, and also because S-Man had used the Webster, the Merriam-Webster or whatever dictionary he used definition of a male in his debate versus Owen McDonald, and said that a male is somebody of the male genitalia. And basically, it kind of seems contradictory. I mean, basically, you refer to somebody as a male, or you say that one of the contributing reasons as to why we refer to somebody as a male is because they have the male genitalia as man. But at the same time, here's a person who looks like a female, but at the same time, under the pants, still has the male genitalia, and yet we're addressing her as she. It seems contradictory.
I mean, yeah, the reason I used I wasn't any specific dictionary, like from any specific place. I used it several for trans women are biologically male, but I don't have a problem referring to trans women as women. Like, And if people want to call that a hypocrisy, they can go for it. Like, I understand my best friend. He's a trans guy. I understand he's biologically female, but I don't have a problem calling him a he. Or if Loudmouth was transracial and he identified as I don't know what the fuck you call it.
You're breaking up, S-Man.
But if Loudmouth would be like, I have no gender, I'd be like, fuck it, I'm out of here. I'm not fucking up. But
are you gonna come
back? Good chatting with you guys, and since JJ's not here, I'll just say it as always. Zach likes.
Oh, your mic cut out.
I think he was about to say that he'll come back, but.
Okay. Didn't you say that you were part Arabian or something like that, Loudmouth?
Yes.
Yeah, you kind of looked like it when I first saw you. Like you had you weren't exactly the pastiest motherfucker on the internet.
No, not even close.
Actually, your animated profile is pastier than you are.
Well, yeah, that is kind of because it's a drawing, you know.
Who made that drawing? You or somebody?
Somebody.
Oh, okay. I assumed somebody, but if it was you, I wanted to give you credit because it's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's me actually. I'm a cartoon.
Jocelyn wanted me to like.
I can't be killed except with the dip. That's the only way you can kill me is if you use the dip. Otherwise, I'm immortal and unkillable.
Or cancel your TV show.
Dang it! Not want to do that. Yeah, Jocelyn wanted me to like make him an animated profile, and basically, I'm just going to. Oh, we got 4 likes on the stream. Neat. And basically, I'm just going to like animate his character the same way that I animate mine, and that is just on the Paint program. I mean, really, it's not the best way to do animation. And in fact, if I wanted like a higher quality animated profile, I'd probably go to the same website that Mr. Dapperton and the rest of the ANCAP crowd goes to. I cannot remember what it's called, like Dibberly or something like that. Speaking of YouTubers, like we were, what do you think of the ANCAP crowd, Loudmouth, like Mr. Dapperton, Shane Killian, and all the rest?
I like Dapperton. He's pretty cool.
Yeah, I just recently subscribed to him, and the rest of the, well, not all the rest of them, but basically, if you subscribe to Dapperton, you basically get all of them because they do guest videos constantly on his channel.
Yeah, I've talked to Dapperton actually. He's I've had a few like private correspondence with him over a few things, so yeah, he's pretty cool.
Okay. He seems like it. The sad thing about Mr. Dapperton is that he's not getting his money's worth of views is the thing. Like, he'll get like 2,000 to 9,000 views per video when he has like over 100,000 subs. And you would think that he would like at least get 20, maybe to 30,000 if he had like a fan base, a subscriber base that was just as active as the rest of as most other YouTubers.
Yeah, Mr. Dapperton, the only reason why I haven't subscribed to him and I like the guy's content is I just don't watch him enough to subscribe. So, but I should, though.
But then you look at Steven Crowder, the ratio of how many views he would get in an average video to how many subscribers he has is about 1 to 2. He would get like 500,000 views at least, if not more, when he has 1 million subs.
Well, he's ranking in the money, yeah.
Yeah, and Mr. Dapperton, it's like 1 to 100, not even that. It's like 1 to 1,000. Eesh. Like YouTube does not like Daps that much.
No. I think they hide his videos.
What?
I think they don't like him when they hide his videos.
Yeah. Blacklist?
Yeah.
Blacklist? Yeah.
Yeah, he even like when he posted the video, an introduction to anarcho-capitalism, where he was doing a co-op with Listen to Reason and Lord Killian, and he said that in a video right afterwards that, hey guys, there's an emergency. Usually my videos get like 9,000 views, but it only got about 2,000 or something like that. Something is wrong. YouTube doesn't like me. If you haven't yet, go check it out.
Well, you know, what videos will do well and what videos won't is oftentimes very erratic and unpredictable. Like, I have no idea why my Quick Thoughts video for Coco got like 4 times more views than my Quick Thoughts video for Justice League did, even though they were released only a couple days apart, even though Justice League actually came out a few days earlier. So I'm like, what, really?
Right?
Yeah, no, I watched both, so.
Cool.
Yeah.
I didn't even watch Coco yet.
I should, though. I've heard it's pretty good. I was like, the trailer,
right.
I wasn't very interested in it, but, you know, from seeing the reviews, it's convinced me to go see the film.
I haven't even watched Justice League yet. I hear constantly people saying that that's far better than Batman versus Superman.
Oh, it definitely is better than Batman versus Superman.
It's because like Batman versus Superman had a convoluted plot. It was way too slow paced and a horrible antagonist for the whole movie.
It was what I couldn't stand most about it. It was highly pretentious, is what it was. Okay, it constantly would instead of just telling a damn superhero story, constantly to talk about the nature of gods and demons and shit like that. All right,
Yeah,
it was trying to be philosophical.
Yeah, all the pseudo philosophical bullshit that really adds up to absolutely nothing. Like Red Letter Media spoofed it a lot, where they had Ant-Man directed by Zack Snyder. They're like, you always thought that God was big, but I will show you that he is small.
yeah, yeah. I always say, like, if you compare this movie is better than Batman versus Superman, I always say, well, you know, it's better than dog shit. You know, this human shit right here is better than dog shit.
I don't think there is much of a quality difference between dog shit and human shit.
No, not really.
Yeah. I mean, one you have to pick up, I guess, and one you just flush down the toilet.
Pretty much. If you want to look at it that way, I guess human shit would be a little bit more convenient. I mean, unless it's from a baby's arse. Okay, getting a little bit crude there. You go talking about how overly pretentious Batman versus Superman was, of how overly philosophical it was trying to be. Wasn't that basically what the Dark Knight trilogy was doing as well?
Yeah, but it actually succeeded. That was the difference. All right,
Okay.
It actually was genuinely smart. Batman versus Superman thought it was really smart, and it wasn't.
Yeah, that's a same route that DC has been trying to go with all of its movies, except for maybe Suicide Squad, which is a real cheese fest with dark lighting.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, Wonder Woman, and probably even Justice League, all going for the Dark Knight, dark tone, and even the Amazing Spider-Man duology, the Andrew Garfield one, was trying to go for this basically the same feel as.
Yeah, but then they failed. But then they rebooted it to Marvel.
Yeah, I guess people were all like, "Hey, DC, we've already seen the dark tone of movies. I guess I'm more up for something more lighthearted, like the MCU universe has been giving us with its movies." I would say almost at times that MCU has been too lighthearted in some instances. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't seen Spider-Man Homecoming, and I'm a big fan of Spider-Man, so I should have seen. I plan on getting it as soon as I can, so they might rent it.
Matronix said, "I've heard that they cut 30 minutes from the theatrical cut of Justice League."
Oh, I thought you were going to say they cut 30 minutes off of the Batman vs Superman movie, which I guess is why there's an extended edition.
They actually do have an extended edition of Superman or Batman vs Superman.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they do. I feel like they might have filmed it afterwards because, like, after they saw Deadpool being successful, they put rated R stuff in their movie. So, I mean, in the extended cut, which is, I think, the collector's edition. I don't know.
Yeah, Deadpool tried to be a light-hearted adult movie, whereas the DC universe is trying to be a dark-toned adult universe.
Yeah, and it worked in, well, not saying it was the same thing or anything. The lighthearted, basically the adult theme worked in Deadpool, but it didn't fit in the Batman vs Superman because that's not what the attention was from the beginning.
I think a couple of the biggest problems that I have with Deadpool is like basically the montage of what you could almost classify as a porno, minus actually showing dicks and vaginas. You know, when we get the montage of Deadpool and his lover, whoever the heck that gal was called, just a montage of them making out, like on Thanksgiving and International Women's Day. She puts on a strap on, and Christmas and all the rest of the days. I was all like,
it's a comedy.
No, not needed. And also because the villain wasn't that good. And you know
the
what?
opening credits scene of that movie, the spoof of the opening credits, was one of the best things ever. Star the most handsome man in the world, a British villain, a CGI character, directed by an overpaid tool, written by the real heroes of this movie. All fucking funny.
Yeah, it was trying to be a parody of all modern cinema, and I guess that's the main reason why it succeeded. I mean, forget all the action. Also, they did Deadpool justice this time instead of sewing his mouth shut, you know?
Yeah, that was bullshit.
Like, it makes sense as to why somebody would want to sew his mouth shut, but it doesn't make sense to the audience because what makes Deadpool Deadpool is that he's always cracking funny one-liners. And I guess that's one of the highlights of the film for me is all the cultural references and the funny one-liners that Deadpool would offer. I mean, all the rest of the characters, I mean, particularly Cyclops. Cyclops was trash. Like, seriously, would he ever please get off of his damn soapbox?
I think that was the joke that he was always on the soapbox.
You're right. They designed Cyclops to be a parody of all the goody two-shoes superheroes.
But yeah. You know what? I was so comfortable in the theater because of how the chairs were that I actually fell asleep during the middle of it and had to rewatch it when it came out on TV. So
on TV or on DVD or Blu-ray?
On TV. On TV meaning cable or.
What you mean Deadpool?
Yeah, Deadpool. I actually fell asleep, not because it was boring, but because I was so comfortable in the seat that I fell asleep.
You don't want to get your audience too comfortable.
They might fall asleep during the film.
I don't know. It kind of almost feels like that we're starting to run out of stuff to talk about regarding movies. I guess
what's been going on like today? Schmeckel got banned from Twitter today.
Schmeckel?
Yeah.
Who's Schmeckel?
Some guy.
Oh, I've never heard of him either.
Some guy on the internet.
Not that important, but he he like posted some old porn that Liz Reptile was involved in.
Oh, well, don't they allow? I would understand if it was porn that wasn't supposed to be released. You know what I'm talking about, where they.
No, it was publicly available porn. It wasn't like
Yeah.
something he hacked or anything.
That's
So
what I
he
mean.
just
Like,
linked a public thing. But at the same time, why did he post it? Except because he was pissed at Liz Reptile. So he was posting it for malicious reasons, but it was public information. So I don't think it qualifies as a dox.
yeah, is that why they banned him?
Yeah, that's why they banned him.
Oh,
There's been a lot of back and forth between his friends and Liz Reptile's friends. It's on Twitter. It's kind of been pure hell. I can't really take any sides in this.
I don't want to turn this stream like overly serious, but since we're here, Jocelyn, about my one recent video that you commented on.
yeah, I saw the part where you were. I saw the part in more context to it, so yeah, sorry about that.
I mean, basically, I was trying to make the case as to why that God and Jesus say that no longer. Well, actually, technically, I don't even know.
Yeah, you said that the new commandments.
The new covenant.
Covenant. Sorry, that was a mistake.
Right.
Replace the old covenant and no longer applied. So.
Basically, I mean, I think that any Christian fundamentalist who is going to cite the Old Covenant as a source of authority on what rules you should and should not follow in the Bible are doing a massive disservice. I mean, even like friends one time mentioned as to how gay marriage is a sin because Leviticus said it, and my dad was all like, no, that was the old law. You're forgetting the new covenant that Jesus basically gave to us. But yeah. So somebody like Kim Davis, for example, doing a massive disservice to the Christian faith and is only helping to fuel the context taken out of the Bible.
Yeah.
But back to what I was talking about, though. I mean, Schmeckles said some mean stuff to me on Twitter before, so I'm kind of divided. I try to have a principled stance that even if somebody's an ass to me, I still got to support their right to free speech. You know, that's a hard principle really to uphold to all the time.
Unless they're Devin Tracy. Unless they're Devin Tracy.
Huh? Yeah, but I don't want him banned for saying mean things. I want him banned for doxing people. And Schmeckel, I don't think is a doxer, so it's a very different situation.
Okay.
With Bering, I never once ever said he should be banned or flagged anything of his or anything like that. You know, I just called him for being a hypocrite, but I don't think that should be bannable. Doxing, yes, I do believe doxing should be bannable, but it's a natural human instinct that if somebody pisses you off or insults you, it's hard to like really stand up for them after if something bad happens to them.
Yeah, really, Bering has been on the downfall ever since the butt heads that he had with Vegan Gains. Like, I guess
I actually liked his video on Vegan Gains, though. I mean,
you talking about the 40-minute video?
Yeah. What was that? When he played that clip of Vegan Gains after his grandfather died, I was so fucking mad. I just wanted to reach in. God, what a scumbag!
Yeah.
No. Don't get me wrong. I'm not being an apologist for Vegan Gains. Bering really did expose, like everyone else did, of how much of a piece of shit Vegan Gains is. But Bering kept on dancing around the idea of actually debating Vegan Gains. That made him look bad. And then finally, when the debate finally did come around, Bering basically brought up points that were easily refuted by Vegan Gains. I mean, I'm just being intellectually honest here. And then the debate just shifted to just Croton T versus Vegan Gains. And I think that in that debate, what's up, Baphomet?
Well, at least Bering, I'm sure I haven't watched it, but massively confident he did a better job than No Bullshit did. Oh my god!
No. I
No Bullshit
believe you on that.
practically gave
No Bullshit. Oh my god, were his arguments bad? I actually watched a little bit of that debate live. I couldn't take just how stupid No Bullshit's arguments are. He actually talked about he brought up Planet of the Apes. Okay, to cite if animals were in power like we are, they'd do the same thing to us. Haven't you seen the Planet of the Apes movies?
Oh, God.
It's a fucking movie, you idiot.
It's not a documentary, Dunce. It's a fictional.
I'm just blown away how stupid that man really is. I don't know how you could make a worse argument than that one.
I've only seen 4 of the vegan debates. I mean, I know of other people that have had debates against vegans, like Sinatra says. And Atomic and Cap is another one, and Destiny had a debate with Vegan Gains as well. But I've only seen the Bearing versus Gains, Millennial versus Gains, Warskis versus Gains, and then there's that guy T versus OG Meeson. We're talking about the vegan debates.
See, I would
Those
never
are the only
debate against veganism because I honestly have zero problem with veganism. You want to be a vegan, go for it, and that is so fine, absolutely fine with me. So I really have no problem to try to shame vegans. I have vegan friends who are very, very good people. If I focus on Vegan Gains, it's only due to his jackass behavior, not anything due to his.
I think the issue that everybody has is of how dogmatic internet vegans can be. And really, that was the point of the roaming millennial and ranting monkey versus ask yourself in Vegan Gains debate. And that was the original point. Then it shifted to the actual debate, to the actual subject of whether it's moral or not for people to be eating meat and how healthy it is and whatnot. And millennial was pretty weak on that. But at the same time, Vegan Gains self-destructed in that video because the original point was that millennial was trying to make was vegans are mean, but then Vegan Gains, he practically proves a point for her.
Yeah, he doesn't understand that. All right, Murray Millennial did not make a good case against veganism, but in terms of making a good case that Vegan Gains is a stalker, a lunatic, she made a pretty fantastic case.
She didn't even make that case. Vegan Gains made it for her.
He practically oh, sorry.
The problem with the debate. The problem with the debate is they asked her to answer the question, but she was too much of a pussy to do it. It's like, no, just answer the question. Don't meander on. Just answer the question. Like that was the most. I think Vegan Gains and Ask Yourself pretty much beat the hell out of Roaming Millennial and Ranting Monkey in terms of like arguments, but I felt like that he was too impatient. But at the same time, I can't blame him because they had only an hour and she was stalling. And it's like, no, answer the question. No one gives a shit about all this other irrelevant shit. Just answer the question. It's not that hard. Hell, I could have probably done a better job. Name the trait. All right, animals aren't as productive, cannot be productive members of society, and they never will be. I mean, I know that might be a shit one, but at least I could just give an answer, unlike her.
Yeah.
God, it was so annoying.
Her intelligence is very overrated. People think she's smarter than she is because the thirst, It has a halo effect around the brain, Or you hear a gorgeous chick say something, it just suddenly seems smarter than it actually is because your brain tells you that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how the male mind works. Okay.
Yeah. What pissed me off about Vegan Gains is when about his grandfather. I think before his grandfather died, he made him like run laps.
Yeah, that whole fucking thing.
That probably killed him.
I watched that and I'm like, yeah, this guy is definitely a psychopath. All right.
I mean, he probably killed him well, not literally, but doing that probably is the reason why he died because he's old. He's not going to be able to.
Then the whole Furious Pete thing when Furious Pete got testicular cancer and he was mocking the guy's cancer. Oh, fuck you. You are just scum. You don't do that.
As much as I don't like Vegan Gains, I don't wish cancer on the guy.
No, I wouldn't. Fuck. Yeah, he was like saying to like the Furious Pete, well, when you're dead, you won't be able to make videos advocating animal genocide.
That's just fucked up.
Oh, that is really fucked up.
I really do think that the Warskis did the best job when it comes to who debated against vegans. Well, actually, that guy T did a pretty good job as well, but in the end, he kind of, I don't know if you would say that capitulated is the right word for it, but he gave in, basically.
Well, I mean, I will admit, in one of my debates about the ethics of punching Nazis, I gave in, but I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing if you concede the point or not. I mean,
well, it's not a bad thing, but it just it kind of shows that, I mean, if even you give up on the point, it kind of shows basically you're admitting that you lost.
No.
Well, I mean, admitting you're wrong is not always a bad thing. Like,
no, I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Oh yeah, but I think the Warskis, compared to Roaming Millennial and Ranting Monkey, they did a better job.
I didn't watch the one with Warskis. I only watched part of the one with Roaming Millennial and Ranting Monkey. I just kind of got bored with it.
I mean,
Ranting Monkey's a tool, and all right. There was really no one there to root for, really.
Yeah, and I kind of got bored with
I didn't like anyone on either side of that debate.
I unsubscribed not because I was offended by anything he said. It's just because I got bored with his content.
Yeah, and I'm almost tempted to unsubscribe from Andy Warski because he's really running dry on content. He's just consistently doing live streams is all that he's doing.
You know, the video he did response him and Jeff Holiday did to Teal Deer a few months back. Oh my God, was that bad? I couldn't even. It was like unbearable.
Yeah, and you said like in the chat that you thought that Andy Warski was as dumb as a doorknob, and I think that's kind of part of his character persona that he is trying to go for. That basically Andy Warski is a bigger version of War Corps 666, basically, except he talks about economics a lot less. I mean, War Corps doesn't go talking about economics and the Dow Jones is up 6 points and whatnot.
Well, not just because he's not that smart, but just because him and Jeff Holiday had such a butthurt emotional reaction because TLDR criticized some of their friends of theirs. It was just so pathetic.
But I did watch the entire Vegan Gains debate with the Warskis, and the Warskis I think got their asses handed to them on the ethics end. Because it's like they would name off something, then say, no, we wouldn't accept that if it were to be applied to humans. And it's like, you guys are – they were basically admitting we're being inconsistent. It's like –
well, that's of course true. I mean, most humans do tend to view the lives of other humans as more valuable than the lives of other animals. That's basically how it is. Yes, things are done to animals in our society which would not be tolerable if they were done to humans. That is the reality of the ethics of our current society.
I think it just might boil down to speciesism, maybe.
And then there was I did watch the entire I have not had the chance to watch the Bearing and Crown T versus Vegan Gains and Green.
I watched it live, and it got kind of circular as soon as Crown T started inserting his opinion on the whole issue. I thought that even though it was circular, I still thought that Crown T performed well, and I say that the anti-vegans in that debate lost mostly because Bearing barely contributed anything, and Crown T, he in an after video he apologized for his performance in that video, and he gave in the debate as well, which would mean that he's admitting that he lost.
Yeah. And there was also, if I can remember, I've not had the chance to see the debates with either Ranting Monkey versus Vegan Gains or Cognitive Thought versus either Vegan Gains or Ask Yourself. But I did skim to the parts to see how they would end, how they'd wrap up. And apparently Cog kept muting Ask Yourself, and I'm like, I mean, if the dude's repeating the question, you've already answered it, then I'd say find another question. But if he just keeps asking, you've already given an answer. It's like, all right, I can see muting him. Cognitive thought, I do not agree with how he went about his video on Teal Deer, and I feel like Teal Deer did whip his ass intellectually there. I mean, he's all right with some of the things he says, and other things I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, no person who tries to be a political commentator is going to be perfect.
True, true.
I mean, you have to be discerning on who you follow. You have to follow them basically on how consistent they are with their main principles. Like, for example, Bering would be a prime example of how he's against doxing when it comes to Chris and the rest of the social justice crowd, but then he's all right with AIU despite his doxing.
Mm-hmm.
That would be an example of a political commentator being inconsistent. And really, that's not the thing that really pushed me over the edge. I mean, there was the gay marriage ruling video that he made, which I thought he was being opportunistic on. And then the real kick in the pants was one that he kind of mouth.
Yeah, and with that whole video, which, I mean, Zach, you're lucky you got featured in a video that by someone with 400,000 subs. But if he would have linked your video, you and Owen could relate now on getting dogpiled by Bering fans.
Mm.
Yeah, because a video of his has like over 800 downvotes.
Yes. It wasn't really like the dogpiling that pissed me off. It was the fact that I was constantly having straw men and ridiculous false equivalencies thrown in my face of just people refuse to honestly debate the situation. They constantly just made up these ridiculous strawmen, ridiculous false equivalencies, try to distract from it.
Yeah, and then there was that stream with me and Loudmouth, which I kind of look back at like I'm glad I didn't mirror because I don't think I'd have the patience for those pricks. Your stream had like 30 likes, 35 likes or something, and it had 80 dislikes. So you and Zach can relate when it comes to getting a high dislike to like ratio. But I mean, hey, they give you traffic, so I mean that's all that really matters.
Yeah, they gave me traffic, but I just couldn't. Mostly, that whole situation really showed me just what a bunch of pricks the vast majority of the anti-SJW community on YouTube really are. Most of them are just massive fucking hypocrites.
Mm-hmm.
The cult of SJW, anti-SJW, sorry.
In a way, they become the social justice warriors themselves, in a way.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
Well, like, what's kind of ironic, actually, is like a couple months earlier, Kraut did a video where he's comparing the ethics of the anti-SJW crowd with the social justice crowd, okay? And he actually cited the fact that there was a backlash against AIU as a reason why the anti-SJW crowd is morally superior, because we at least take care of our own. If ours act unethically, then 2 months later, look at the drama I was involved in. You know, kind of totally disproved that. Didn't.
Yeah.
I guess the main reason as to why that I get a bad taste with Kraut and T is the whole issue of him pushing for the firing of Rage After Storm. I mean, what would be the main reason as to why you dislike Kraut and T, Loudmouth? I mean, you say that you're not too fond of most people in the skeptic community. Would that?
When it comes to Kraut and T, my big issue with him was he didn't end up going through with it, so I guess it's not a big deal. And I really don't dislike Kraut and T. He's okay, all right, but I don't have as high opinion of him as I used to have. Was when he threatened David Sherrod of releasing a private Skype call of his because David Sherrod criticized his girlfriend on very valid things, okay? His girlfriend made valid political statements. His girlfriend is not above criticism. David had every right to criticize her. So he really took things way too far and actually made some very thuggish AIU-ish threats by threatening to release this private Skype call of theirs.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, he didn't end up going through with it, and he ended up destroying it. But the very fact that he was that pissed off that he would threaten such a thing does show the guy kind of has anger issues.
Triggered as fuck.
He got triggered, is what it was. He did apologize for that later, and he didn't end up releasing it. So, yeah, he did admit that was a dick move on his part, but I was still just pretty shocked at his behavior there.
Matronix in the chat says, I think that with roaming, it's less of her looks, because let's face it, there are a lot of people who look good until they open their mouth. She tends to be even-tempered and well-spoken. And that would be more of the reason why, I guess, Roaming Millennial gets such a large following and gets at least respected by some people, is because she kind of has the innocent schoolgirl type of personality that she puts on with a lot of her videos and her live streams. I mean, hate her content for all you want and how she called you names a lot of mouth. I mean, she's at least calm in her videos. And
yeah,
when I first heard of Roaming Millennial, it was about her minimum wage video, and I thought that it was fairly well researched. She was being fairly objective in that video. But then, yeah, I mean, ever since the Vegan Gains debate, I thought that she was kind of weak. Weak sauce.
Just like his camera knocking over. I'm just kidding.
Well, I used to like her content a while ago, but I've lost all respect for her, really.
And I guess the thing with Crown T is that basically he's a miniature Sargon of Akkad. He excuse me, he has this British voice that basically
German.
massages. That
German.
basically
Kraut's German. He does. All right.
Okay, yeah. Well, he's got some kind of accent that basically massages your ears whenever you listen to it. He talks about the same issues, except he talks more about Islam than Sargon of Akkad would usually do.
He's made some genuinely really good videos, though. That's the thing.
But the main thing is of why I'm not too fond of Crown T is because he did vouch for the firing of Rage After Storm, and it seemed kind of hypocritical for somebody who claims to be for free anti-social justice.
I disagree with that, and I'll say why. You see, with Rage After Storm, for one thing, she publicly listed where she worked. She publicly listed her employment. So him saying where she worked was not doxing, because she linked her Rage After Storm profile with where she worked. And this is a public institution, not a private organization, okay? He didn't try to get her fired from being like a waitress or a driver or something that had nothing to do with it. No, she was advocating public policy while at the same time espousing extreme viewpoints online. Legitimate. If you do that, your employer who has influence in the British government, I'm sorry, the German government, really, or was it the British government? Yeah, it was the British government. I'm sorry. Yeah.
I mean, what he's saying, I mean, I guess I haven't seen the tweet word for word, but...
Well, the point is, if some employee of yours and you're advocating changing public policy has extreme views that are contrary to the rights of your citizens, it is legitimate to ask about those. So I really don't think Crowd did anything unethical there with Rage After Storm.
Did he actually say Rage After Storm you should be fired, or...
He said,
okay.
Are you aware that one of your contributors is saying stuff like this? And he immediately deleted it like a half an hour later and immediately apologized. Or like, that's another thing, is he did it for only an extremely brief period of time.
Okay, so basically he reported her to her news organization she was working for.
Yes. Well, it wasn't a news organization. It was like Public Policy Institute.
Okay.
Yeah. The only problem I had, I didn't know these things. The only problem, because I don't watch the content that much, the only problem I had is this voice sounds robotic to me. Like, I don't know.
Roaming Millennials? Or
No, Crown T.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and you know who, speaking of robotic, you know who else sounds pretty robotic?
Oh.
Owen McDonald.
Yeah.
He sounds like a broken robot, too. which is why I became
transphobe. Yes, I know.
Like a broken record set to that has transphobe labeled on it.
Yeah, and he keeps on repeating the same tired talking points against capitalism. Everything is to blame for capitalism. Your labor is being stolen, even though that I have said multiple times as to why the idea of your labor being stolen is ridiculous. And I think even Cult of Ham confronted him on that idea in a Twitter scuffle.
Yeah. The only point I could really agree on is healthcare and a house, but not really a house per se. I should have clarified a homeless shelter. Like, that's already available.
A government-funded health homeless shelter? Well, actually...
I guess. Maybe not governmentally funded, but maybe if there's...
Privately funded?
I don't know. Privately funded where...
Right.
Yeah.
Are you for single-payer healthcare, Josselman?
I guess, because I guess for the health of the citizens, because it really just benefits the government to have healthy citizens is why I think that. But they...
Yeah. I guess the two main reasons as to why I'm against single-payer healthcare, particularly here in the United States, is because, for one, Forbes magazine has talked about of how basically Bernie Sanders' healthcare plan was too expensive. Like, it would increase the deficit basically by about over $2 trillion a year, and that's not including his education plan, making sure that all education is paid for. And also, plus, insurance companies, that is, as far as I know, that is private property, and there's like a person who privately owns that piece of property. Yeah, I'm not for like the government inheriting all the property of these people who own the insurance companies and saying, no, you don't get to run your insurance company. We're in charge of it now.
See, I was confused by that because I thought the insurance companies were owned by the government. I was confused on that.
Oh, no, not right. Not right now, at least. I think there's like some collusion. It's a little bit more nitty gritty than that, but there's some collusion right now with Obamacare between the government and insurance companies. With the exchanges, basically the government is helping them advertise their own insurance with healthcare.gov and whatnot. There's a whole lot more to it. Oh, and plus the government putting an individual mandate on people so as to force them to pay for these private insurance companies. There's a lot to criticize of it, both from the economic right and the economic left perspectives. But yeah.
Loudmouth just abandoned you, Zach.
Hey, I didn't know that I was that boring.
So how's my audio? I'm on my phone, by the way.
It sounds like you're talking through a cup.
Oh, fuck.
Through a plastic cup. But hey, it's better than the static. It's better than the ear-raping static that we were getting beforehand.
Yeah, it's a little low.
Yeah, from your fucking webcam on your older streams, motherfucker. I remember that. I'm kidding. Nah. Yeah, I don't know what is my deal with my computer. I think it's not necessarily, this is not what it was meant for, but it can handle Audacity and Movie Maker just fine. So I think I am just not autistic here. What I'm trying to say, I think when the strike gets removed, I'll do my shoot the shit streams on my second account, and I'll just only use my main account for just like S-Man live responses and live debates and shit.
Yeah,
actual political content.
Yep. That's why I've unlisted some of the shooting the shit streams because I don't want them to get flagged on my second account. I don't want them to get flagged, Zach, especially when we heard what Cult of Ham was fucking saying.
Yeah, or my Kool-Aid. I don't know if you were there when I don't think Zach was there when I made my Kool-Aid joke, and I'm not gonna make it here just in case it might get flagged.
Your Kool-Aid joke?
Yeah, if you want it said, then I'll say it, but I don't. Basically, I'll type it in the group chat, but I'm not gonna. Not the. But I'm not gonna say it just in case it might get flagged. So.
All right, go ahead. I mean, I'm surprised that my fried chicken and watermelon joke did not end up you getting flagged, S-Man. I mean, Google Hangout Insanity got flagged before that stream got flagged.
Yep,
actually, it was on my channel. Damn it.
No, it wasn't. Actually, the Google Hangout Insanity was a mirror of the 6th installment of Josso Live. So this was before the Cancer Podcast came together.
Man, I hope my video doesn't get flagged.
No, yours is still up. Lucky
I know, but I hope it doesn't get flagged.
Oh man.
Actually, I mean, what I'm meaning is that I had the stream where I said Owen McDonald should just go eat fried chicken and watermelon. It was that I was referring to that was done on my stream. Actually, for some reason I was thinking for a second there. Oh, we did that on your channel, but oh no, it was on my channel. Zach, you dingus.
Yeah.
You want me to say it because I put it in the group chat just if you want to word it, but
fuck it, go ahead. I mean, we read Google its cancer in the chat anyways because she was using the N-word. Too late.
There's not enough Kool-Aid in around. There's okay. Sorry. There's not enough Kool-Aid to go around in Compton.
Oh, we're terrible.
Oh wow.
But you was afraid that what was it that Ham said you was afraid was going to get your last stream pulled down and flagged?
Yeah. Like, I'm unlisting this stream like I do the others because just to prevent spam, but at the same time I'm like, I don't want my shit getting flagged. So yeah, I immediately unlisted that stream. I think I was like so afraid of it getting flagged because if Cult of Ham would have gotten my second account a strike, I think I would be like going in Uber triggered mode, and then I'd get his Twitter restricted for a day or two. It's payback.
Yeah, you're.
Boy. Oh, what was it that he said though? What was it? I just wanted to take a revolver to a cow's head and take a change ribs.
Yeah.
I heard that part of the stream, by the way. Like, yeah, I heard some of the stream as I was like making the drive home, and then I was thinking, maybe I want to join this stream as well. Break the echo chamber. And then we had that little discussion about interchangeably between abortion and religion, and then we talked a little bit more about Christianity after the stream had ended. And like I told you, S-Man, when you and I were just privately talking to each other, trying to get Mjolnir Man to come on to have that debate, like I told you, it was very calm. Cult of Ham was very calm during that whole discussion, and I was like so glad that I was so glad that we were actually able to talk about politics and still disagree with each other, but at the same time not call each other fuck faces all the time, like a Humane Mind and Cult of Ham do practically all the time. Like,
yeah, the last time was shut the fuck up, let me talk.
I remember in that stream about healthcare net neutrality, you hear Ham say, hey, shut the fuck up. And I just started laughing. And then he's all like, it's funny shit. Okay, so I'm going to the Twitter right now, see what's going on Twitter.
What the fuck? Don't pull up to your mic again, S-Man. That gave me cancer.
I've never gotten your bleep sucked.
Yeah, Baphomet says in the live chat, Google it, please suck my cock. It looks like he's saying cack because he's using the at symbol instead of O.
I spelled suck C-U-K-K.
S-U-K-K, not C-U-K-K.
I know.
You
Yeah, I
cuck.
know. Yeah, I know that. I'm trying to be more family friendly for the YouTubes.
Bullshit.
S-man.
I'm trying. I'm trying to be more family friendly for the YouTubes. I'm sorry, Zach.
Yeah.
Do anything.
But anyway,
Shut the fuck up. You do this all the time, Skylar.
No, I didn't, Zach.
I know
I
this
didn't
is-
do it.
You muted me. Do I have to take a picture? Do I have to take a picture?
I know
Yeah,
this is
take a picture, bitch.
I know this is unrelated, but Baphomet, did you get my message about the anti-gay preacher? Or
Yeah, I did.
You did.
They have a YouTube channel.
You
I don't know
did
if I
it a
can
third
find it, but
time.
he was featured on Drunken Peasants to show you the. If I can find the
What do you-
clips, I'll find it.
All right, cool.
That's the reason why I dislike the guy. I mean, I agreed with him on the pedophilia thing, though.
Yeah.
Okay, Zach. Zach's webcam is starting to fry up on him, and his microphone's going out. It's unfortunate. So I guess, and I think he took off his headphones, so I think we can roast him a little bit. No, I'm kidding.
Fuck
But
you, S-man. Here's the evidence for everyone to see. S-man
That is clearly
mutes
a
me
sock
all the
account.
fucking time.
That is Zach. Stop using your sock accounts to mute yourself.
Fuck you. You're the only.
No, Zach.
You're
no.
You're the only person with the name S-man speaks on this Google. Fuck you. Keep on silencing me,
I
bitch.
said-
Keep silencing me.
Zach.
I'll kick you off.
Oh shit. Zach, I did not mute. Whatever.
Baphomet, they're on my head. I'm just kidding.
Hovering right above the eject button right now, S-man. What the fuck?
Apparently,
He's
Twitter has a new feature called highlights. I don't know.
What's it,
that is.
Baphomet?
I said, wait, did Loudmouth come back?
Yeah, he just did. What? I thought you was about to say some comment about S-man leaving.
No.
Oh, he came back on.
I'm back, motherfuckers. Anyway, what's going on? Oh shit. Okay, Jocelyn's face was frozen on screen, like all zoomed in on his face for a second.
Oh, God, that might be the guy that has my address. So
What's going on?
I don't know.
Baphomet says, Google it, suck my big, thick cock. It's hairy goat cock. Google it.
Why am I not
Don't cough
surprised
up
by
a hairball
anything, Zach?
while doing it. What'd you say?
nothing.
say,
Damn it, S-man, you know what you did.
I swear to God, I didn't do anything.
Oh,
S-Man didn't do nothing.
make
Well,
that
you know
a
what I say to that?
hashtag. Oh, Google it comes back on. So. Hey,
He's just muting everyone now.
I am not. You guys hate Mexicans, therefore I win. Night.
Well, they are the minority that gets kicked out a lot. Gets kicked a lot. Well, kicked out. So.
S-Man Speaks says, left group chat. What's he trying to do? Is he trying to frame me for kicking him out?
Yeah.
Fucking asshole. S-Man is just bored right now.
I've been having a fun time, so.
S-Man speaks, but nobody listens.
S-Man mutes, but nobody listens.
Yeah.
S-Man mutes, but nobody listens. Of course, nobody's gonna listen to a mute because there's nothing to listen to.
That's why I said it.
Zach, when you yell, you sound like War Corpse if War Corpse didn't have alcoholism. When you're when you're yelling into the microphone, you're really up close and personal. You feel like the microphone is getting raped or something. That's the show.
I think War Corpse, since it's usually a stereotype that fat people are alcoholics, would be actually skinny if you didn't drink so much alcohol and you had to get food down to, when you.
What are you saying? Are you saying that you drink, Josso?
No, I just.
How dare you, you underage drinker?
No, I have heard that.
I'm gonna call the police on you right now.
Heard my father apparently said to my mother that I've drank alcohol before, so I don't know.
I've drank alcohol before.
I don't really give a shit.
I think I forgot that I did. I think I did so much of it that I forgot. So.
I think that the age limit on drinking is bullshit. I mean, especially when you compare America to how little kids in Europe, for example, would handle their alcohol better than even some grown men in America.
Yeah, I think it's for basically when the brain develops, but at the same time, it shouldn't be your choice. I don't know.
So,
at a young age, you start to think Islam and Muslims are okay. And you let them in your country, and the next thing you know, it gets fucked up.
That would be a valid argument if it actually was.
I'm speaking the truth.
Oh.
Islam is a pretty stupid religion, to be honest.
Yeah, it is.
S-Man, now you're gonna have numerous riots in front of your house.
Awesome.
And if Obama was still president, he would probably go before the United Nations and say, "We denounce S-Man, but that is not who we are. It is right. S-Man speaks against our American values."
Oh, I would love that, and it would be hilarious because if any protests were to happen in front of my house, I'd probably have a BB gun ready for anyone that steps foot on my front lawn. They would get shot in the testicle with a BB gun. Like that one guy in the protest. And now Zach's cringing a little bit. I can sense it on his face. He's like, oh my god, that must be painful.
You know, you already get riots in front of on your YouTube channel, S-Man, from pedophiles and pedophile apologists.
Yeah, that's the one group I didn't expect to actually comment on. Like, I figured they'd fuck children and get on with their day, not comment. I'm just making a joke.
God, their logic was so retarded, and it's like Milner Man was right. They're probably trolls, but hey, they gave me like about 1,000 views off of my comment dissection videos, which those are a lot of fun. I want to do those more often, where I read the absolute retardation.
Yeah, I started to suspect trolling when it was a bunch of people doing it. Like.
Either it's me or my internet is about to crap out.
Are you hearing me well? Because my internet's been acting real incompetent.
This is what will happen if net neutrality goes away. I'm kidding. Well, maybe not.
I don't think.
Okay. Internet connection is not strong, though.
Okay, so if net neutrality goes away, we're gonna have to start watching porn on Twitter.
Well, I don't know. I guess JJ will probably. I guess JJ, in his case, I guess he'll just start uploading it. He'll download it from wherever he can get it and put it on Google Drive or something. I don't know. I don't know if they actually monitor what's on your Google Drive.
They probably don't. Like, unless it's, they probably do just to make sure it's not child porn. But
makes sense.
I mean, but before 2012, when net neutrality was put in, were there really websites that were like in mass charging people? Well, not websites, ISPs that were charging people in mass just for visiting certain websites, or charge you before you even could visit those websites.
I think they would do it for Netflix and YouTube because they take so much of the.
YouTube, but I remember being able to freely access YouTube before 2012, though.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, you could. You could.
I mean, I almost.
I remember it too. I was just making a point they probably would do it now because how expensive it may have become since then. I don't know.
I mean, like I said before, I'm neutral on net neutrality, and I don't want to make this a huge debate about it. But I almost feel like it's kind of fear mongering when people keep on around the accusation that ISPs will charge you just so that you could visit other people's websites, when really in the past, before net neutrality was put in, we accessed those websites like, Facebook wasn't as prevalent back then, but websites like MySpace and YouTube and whatnot, just freely.
Yeah, I remember being a kid and I never actually had a problem with doing it, but maybe that's because I don't know.
So it makes me say I don't even know why this is that big a deal, since in the past, before we had it, we were just fine, able to freely access those websites. But all of a sudden, people are afraid of what did not happen before we had net neutrality.
Yep.
Yeah, they're.
I think you got to check out my Facebook page.
I'm kind of neutral on it too because I think either way it's gonna be fine.
Yeah, people were screeching like spastics about that at my school,
and I'm like, oh my god, we are going to be fine.
Most of them probably don't even remember.
Yeah.
Wasn't.
Also, it's like the biggest first world problem.
Holy
fuck.
fuck.
Grandfather J-Man knows it.
Well, okay. I guess I would be able to see how people would be concerned. I mean, even if it were true that if it was true that ISPs would charge people just so that they could visit certain websites, that would mean that pretty much everyone would be reliant on cable news again. When really, in the modern era, millions of people are just becoming more and more dependent on alternative media. Either they'll go to a particular website to get the news, or they'll watch some news commentator on YouTube.
Yeah, I used to watch
Young Turks or Alex Jones or Steven Crowder.
Or Strike Force.
I used to watch...
I need to get uploading those again here pretty soon.
Those were a lot of fun, especially the live ones. Those were funny because people would troll your chat and you'd read every chat message. And then we did a live reaction to one of your live shows, and holy fucking hell, it got pretty cancerous at one point. All right,
maybe I'll do another live Strike Force.
Yeah, one I used to watch heavy was one named Matt, but I don't watch him at all now.
Yeah. Also, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean, the live Strike Forces. I remember when you were doing one about the cancer podcast. You're like, "This is the cancer podcast, Strike Force." You're like all up close and personal with the webcam. It was pretty funny. And then you accused me of muting you, and then you're like, "Fucking shit, man," and I'm like, "I didn't do anything." I'm like, oh, that was the best part of the stream. Is because someone kept muting you, and then you blamed it on me because you hate people who have red shirts on with blue sunglasses. No, Zach, I will not do that with you. I said no already.
No. You can get fucked by War Corpse. I mean.
Oh God.
I'm sorry I had to do it. A little revenge for the times you muted us. Yes, man.
I think that Zach would like probably low-key fantasizes about Steven Crowder doing that with him.
But muting me?
Not. Yes, muting you. Yeah. He'll be muted. You'll feel mute in the morning, man.
Okay. Oh god.
You finally get it, the joke. With Blair White watching. It's a shame the debate didn't happen.
I was planning on heavy
Yeah.
watching it. I stopped playing video games just to watch that. But man.
Yeah.
As Zach Edwards and Mjolnir Man were debating live on YouTube, a bunch of people started commenting cancer, and somehow Zach accidentally tweeted out the link, and we all had to start ejecting motherfuckers and muting people. So it wouldn't be Edwards. It wouldn't be the Man of Mjolnir versus the Zach of Edwards. It would be Mjolnir Man and Zach Edwards versus the trolls. And then Loudmouth joins and says, "Hello," and then he leaves really quickly.
Hey, when your stream is bashed by trolls, it's always a lot of fun. Unless they like spam gay porn in your stream, that wasn't cool.
Yeah. We're sorry for disturbing you so much, Loudmouth. We know you're trying to get it off with Patty Politics, and we just kept on disturbing you with all of our disturbing sex jokes.
Yeah, that's why I didn't even read the chat. I was just chatting with Patty Politics.
Yeah, and the stream...
Who's a pregnant woman, by the way.
What?
She was pregnant. She's pregnant right now.
And Zach, he made a very interesting confession in the live chat before.
Have you seen that video, Loudmouth? S-Man's video?
Which one?
Oh my god. It's where
Zach has a very interesting confession to make.
Yeah, where basically it says Zach likes her to use a strap-on on him, and then he says, "What do you expect?" And then we just start uncontrollably laughing at that, and then you then I take a clip of him saying, "No, no, no," and slow it down. He looked like a rhinoceros or something. Oh my god, it was hilarious.
The love of Blair White never goes through Zach's mind. Never fails to go through Zach's mind.
The love of Blair White has always failed to go through Zach's ass.
Oh god. No, everybody.
I gotta remember, don't make dirty jokes, or Bearing will shame me. I gotta remember not to do that. I keep giving Bearing material. What's wrong with
probably
him?
watching.
Huh?
He's probably gonna see this soon.
Hey, he's probably watching it right now. Us right now. I know.
He's probably
That's why I
drinking into
gotta
Loudmouth Avatar.
dirty jokes like that.
He's probably getting. I bet Bearing's jerking it to Loudmouth's Avatar because it's not copyrighted like the first one Bearing had.
Yeah.
I just noticed
that's clearly why Bearing dislikes me. He's clearly in the process of leaving Sugar Tits and admitting his real desires.
I just noticed your comment on my video of Zach goes savage on a live chat troll now. You finally watched it. Finally watched it, Loudmouth.
I'm gonna go to Zach's.
Yeah, read the comment I leave on it.
I'll read that comment. Hey Zach, do you have the discussion tab of your channel open yet?
Discussion tab?
Oh yeah, YouTubers have the ability to have a discussion tab on their channel.
I didn't know that. I thought that was a given. Like they just put that on your channel, but
To actually enable it.
I think I have it.
Sometimes I have really stupid commenters who put weird shit in the discussion tab, and some who are not stupid enough to do it.
I think one day I enabled
Yeah.
it. Because I have the discussion tab.
Alright, I'm heading to Zach's.
Hey guys, I'm showing the video to a Loudmouth, by the way. About to.
You make a really funny face in that thumbnail.
Yeah, I'm a meme machine, I guess.
Damn right, motherfucker.
Who's that echo?
It's Zach, boy.
Oh. Oh.
It's harder to say anything when having such a great fucking dinner. Pasta steak. Ah. And I put KK doesn't make the best one.
That way, what?
Oh my god.
Sex in the food.
Oh my god.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you.
Bitch, bitch, bitch.
Bitch.
I'll take the arms and I'll shove them up your half sandwich, Mr. Lois Griffin.
Oh.
God.
No!
That was a silly video.
Zach. Oh, it was worth it though, because even though you guys couldn't see what the chat messages were, oh my god, Zach clearly made himself look like a meme, fucking meme, because of Zach, are you okay, man?
I
you
tried
look
it.
dead inside.
I'm not dead inside. What are you talking about? I'm having a good time right now.
You certainly were in the gender binary and spectrum discussion. Okay, I'm going to. I gotta show you guys something really quickly because it's a shame JJ's not here to see the hilariousness. Okay.
Have we been going on for 2 hours? I mean, 3 hours?
Something like that. Yeah. Well, no, not 3 hours. 2 hours.
Oh.
Okay. What are we supposed to be looking at?
Just the thumbnail, I guess.
Looks like he's masturbating.
Or Asian. Wasn't that every single day for JJ is masturbation?
Okay, he's got like a split teeth. Okay, so this was the Zach Goes Savage on a live chat troll video.
Yep. All right, let's see what Loudmouth's comment was. Let's see. Guessing this video will never be monetized. That's damn straight.
Yeah. Something about coming in people's tits and faces that advertisers don't tend to like that stuff.
Imagine. Well, like, yeah, bears shit in the woods. Well, I could have gone with the Paul Joseph Watson phrase of "Imagine my shock."
Yes.
There's actually a compilation on YouTube of all the times, or at least a majority of the times, he said, "Imagine my shock," or some shit like that.
Reminds me of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, how they had a running gag of the bear shits in the woods thing. Gag in there.
We should have a compilation of times that you've plagiarized other people, Les Man.
I've not plagiarized anybody. Thank you very much.
No, fuck you. You basically made a carbon copy of my 3 response videos, AJ Plus on immigration. Plus.
Okay, first of all, I had already seen their videos well before your videos, motherfucker. Also, the only thing you have was and this is not even a term you invented, the illegal immigration apologist thing. Other than that, my video, my video response to them was a 30-minute thing of my original thoughts. And Emma said you can't prove otherwise. And besides, Zach,
you can play the clips back to back. I can make
that video.
No.
To make that
I don't really care, but I was trying to like shit talk, and now you almost sound like that you're going serious. Like, Zach.
No, I'm kidding.
Shut up.
No, I'm kidding.
I will get people to dislike you. I will send my dislike squad after your videos if you do not shut the fuck up and stop accusing me of plagiarizing you.
Zach, for a second, like I just saw the look in your eyes, and I'm like, oh my god, Zach looks like he's gonna come through the camera and he's gonna stab me to death with this.
19 of the out of 20 of the members of the Cancer Podcast on you.
I took some screen caps of you pulling a vegan game. I should do that. I should make that the thumbnail for your debate with Mjolnir Man.
Please don't paint me as a psychopath against Mjolnir Man.
Too late.
Oh,
I'm kidding, nah.
Fuck.
But
okay, I should not have done that. I should have refrained. Now people are going to be using that as a meme. You know, the one meme that people constantly use of vegan games, going like something like that. Now everybody's gonna have the meme of where Zach Edwards going like.
You look like a spastic when you do that. But hey Zach.
I try.
Anyway, I probably have to go to clean up my room a little bit because that's what I meant to do today. It's not bad. It's only a little dirty, but I have to get it done. So.
All right. See you later, Josso.
If you're
boy.
If you're still streaming, I'll be back. So you'll only take like 10 minutes.
Cool.
It's the asexual of sexual cancer, Lonely Wolf.
You know what I'll do?
How are you doing, dude?
Oh, not too bad.
Yeah.
You're gonna show us some herpes-infested vaginas now?
Zach, you sound like you kind of want to see that type of thing with how off the cuff and how quick you were.
Yeah, whatever.
Look,
I just can only imagine that he be doing that. You're gonna show us some fat dude fucking a rotten turkey.
Look, Zach, we understand you have a bit of a crush on Superwoman, but that's a little obscene.
What the fuck? Okay, saying that I have a crush on Blair White is one thing, but saying that I have a crush on that ugly ass hoe.
At least Superwoman is actually a woman, and as I've stated before, I would rather have right?
Yeah.
I would rather have any biological woman on Earth over any trans woman, no exception.
So you would rather fuck Hillary Clinton than Blair White?
Correct.
Oh! People constantly made the comment at me, like in the chat and whatnot. Hey, Zach Edwards gets off with Hillary Clinton's pussy, and I'd be all like in response, I would rather suck a dick than have anything to do with Hillary Clinton's twat. Jeez.
Any biological woman over any trans woman. I'm sorry, because I'm straight.
I'm straight too, but still, that's how badly that I do not want anything to do with Hillary Clinton's genitals. Hillary Clinton turned straight guys gay. That's how ugly she is.
She looks like a plastic Walmart bag that's been reused for 70 years.
And you'll become straight again.
All right. Well, actually, no. If you have like no bullshit and Hillary Clinton together, that would turn me asexual. I'd be with
Lonely Wolf.
I'd be with Lonely Wolf, just posting a bunch of cancerous sex pictures and videos.
Yeah. So if there was ever if I was ever forced to watch a sex tape between those two, I probably would never have an erection again as long as I lived. I'd be dead. From the waist down.
Dead from the waist down, so you never be able to walk again.
No, I would not be able to walk again. I would not be able to fuck again. I wouldn't be able to do anything again if I would ever watch such a horror.
I think that would be the one thing that would be banned off the face of the planet. Like even like some of the most perverted people imaginable would say, "No, we got to ban this shit off the face of the planet."
Facebook planet. Oh wait, you said the face of the planet. What the fuck am I hearing?
I don't know, Zach. How much whiskey do you have before this stream?
Oh, none at all. But I did drink some coffee.
Mm-hmm. Coffee mixed with whiskey.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I still that makes me think of the one part in Jingle All the Way when Arnie is at the cafe, and then I can't remember the name of the mailman, but he was all like, "This stuff will do the trick." Pour some whiskey in his coffee cup. Well, what is your critical review of Jingle All the Way, by the way, Loudmouth?
It's an over-the-top movie. Pretty much nothing really to it. It's bad, but it's not like... as far as movies of its type, it's not totally unwatchable.
Right. Yeah, I kind of think that maybe you should have done like a Christmas movie-related review, but since the holidays are coming right up. I mean, unless Floating Hope has something to do with Christmas. Because, you know, Narnia, The Lion, the Prince, and the Wardrobe, they kind of have something to do with Christmas, but not quite. What the?
This will be Zach in 10 years.
We lost the camera feed, S-Man.
Fucking Cunflake.
Hey, okay, I'm presenting you to everyone. Yeah. I saw that video of where, in the opening, TJ Kirk is introducing everybody, and then he goes moderating the Kyle Kalinske versus Razor Fist debate. Because I take it that is what you're taking that from, right, S-Man?
Nope, it's a video he published today.
Published today? Okay. You know what he looks like? He looks like a ZZ Top reject.
Yeah.
Looks like a ZZ Top reject. I cannot hardly read that. What? My small penis? Is that what it is?
That's the title.
Holy fuck. Oh, man.
Wait, you're bullshitting.
I swear to God, I'm not making this up.
Oh, fuck, I swear to God. Fuck, come on.
No, he's into some weird shit, that TJ.
I swear to God.
TJ Kirk has become more of like a internet personality to the same kind that do you have your headphones on or not, S-Man? Because I can hear myself in the background of your profile.
I have some headphones on. I just put some in.
Okay. Yeah, TJ Kirk. Oh man, he's I noticed that he's just dropped again in subs because, like, at the beginning of this year, he had like reached to about 1,060,000 abouts. Then, Josselman, around the time that Josselman made his video talking about TJ Kirk, he had like 1,050,000. Now he's down to 1,040,000. Like TJ Kirk almost seems to be dying away.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. At one point, he lost 4,000 subs in a day, and it's like, you know, when he rebranded to TJ Kirk, I kind of stopped liking him. I mean, I'm still subbed because some of his content's interesting, but other times I just ignore. Well, my phone's going to die, and but it was good chatting with you guys. Congrats on 100 subs, man. Now you can change your channel URL if you want. Thanks for having me on, and as always, S-Man Speaks did nothing wrong.
You're a Jew.
Till next time.
What a fucking troll. What a fucking troll. And I'm thinking that there is not much more that I can talk about on this stream. I mean, the chat isn't lined up with any more questions for me to answer.
Yeah.
I mean,
oh, sorry, I was a bit late, like joining it, but
it's fine.
But
I mean, do you have anything that?
Congratulations on getting 100. But I got like I remember. Yeah, I was like that. I think I'm nearly up to 150.
Yeah. I'm catching up with the likes of you, Incredible Aspie, Humane Mind, and the rest. I mean, I almost feel like I'm in the big leagues right now. That I finally hit the triple digits.
Yeah, and there's these fuckers.
But no, I haven't really entered the big leagues. You haven't entered the big leagues of
hundreds of thousands.
What?
No, there's these fuckers out there with hundreds of thousands.
Right. The real big leagues, you would at least have to have like a little over 10,000 for you to be recognized by for you to be truly recognized by the people with over 100,000 and over 1 million even, and really be active in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, this is still the little leagues.
Yeah. No, I'll take the little leagues. At least they're more kind of. At least they're more original on some of these, like the big league ones. They do it because they follow a formula, like they're following the same, like tried formula. Whereas, we're kind of just doing our own thing and being a little bit more out of the box. But that's the way the game works. Like you've got to there's a lot of shit that you have to sell out if you want to get to the big game.
A lot of shit you got to sell out to. You said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish my bird would shut the fuck up.
So how have you been? Is it morning time for you, Wolf?
Yeah, yeah. It's sort of like a very early morning. So I was kind of like so I'd fallen asleep quite a bit.
Okay. So, for here in the United States, at least in the time zone that I'm at, and how far north I am, it like the sun rises like around 7:30 or something like that. When does it start rising for you now that it's wintertime? Like 6 a.m.
So because we're now that it's in the southern hemisphere, probably around 5 a.m. Where I am.
I see. Yeah, there's somebody that said that if you live like in the Arctic, like just like on the northern tip of Alaska, you'll have like 2-hour days and the 22-hour nights, or 2-hour nights and 22-hour days, depending on whether it's summer or winter. And really, you just hear about it, and it sounds like something that would really try your sanity. There was even
a lot of people you'd get depressed, I reckon.
All right.
Or some people are prone to that sort of thing.
Either you would be depressed because you cannot get enough sleep because it's so damn bright out most of the time, or you'd be depressed just because it's so gloomy out because of how dark it is most of the time.
I'd probably enjoy that like that perpetual darkness. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. I guess with the modern technology that humanity has, the darkness would be more workable. I don't know. But then again, it kind of depends on how you are. Like in the daytime, you can have like blackout shades. Like I have a coworker that has blackout shades, so he can like sleep like a rock throughout the day. He works in second shift, and he likes to have the night owl kind of life. Up all night, sleep all day.
Yeah. Sometimes I can be that way.
So, how have you been?
Oh, not too bad. I was like, so just because I had like a busy filming, like, not so much filming, but there's like a lot of live streaming like over the weekend. So now I'm just like having a bit of a rest from just thinking about what video shall I make next, and just generally pissed off with like every day. Like I'd love to go through a day where I don't look through my Twitter feed and just lose faith in humanity. Especially like, I don't know, who is it that I hate at the moment? Yeah, ARU is outcunted himself.
Yeah, you could like just see what's hot on the news in Australia, for example, and just respond to it, give your opinion on it. I mean, that's kind of what I would do.
Oh, it's so boring though. Like whatever happens in it. Oh, there's a couple of interesting things happens, but it's just like it's kind of nothing compared to the US or even in the UK or something like that. It's just kind of not so exciting.
I guess not. I don't know. I guess go talking about how this politician is the biggest liar of all time or something or other. Yeah. I guess it isn't that interesting of a thing to be talking about international politics, or you could even like give your take on Trump and Kim Jong-un and North Korea and whatnot, and people will probably flock to watch that shit.
Yeah, because I kind of I don't know, because I've never really wanted to because I'm always pretty much satisfied with whatever subscribe, because I don't really look at it too much. Like if I was to obviously if I was to be losing subscribers, that like if I was to lose like 10 at a time, I would think, okay, whoa, I've fucked up in some way. But like mostly I don't really take notice. I'll just do it for the hell of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of standoffish about the amount of well, I guess standoffish it wouldn't be the right wording, but I'm kind of I keep a watchful eye on the amount of subscribers that I have. I mean, it's something that I actually want to grow. I mean, maybe even somehow, some way, become like a internet personality full time or something like that, and a political commentator or something. I mean, I kind of feel like that my YouTube channel gives me a bit of a sense of purpose, because really there's not a whole lot that goes on in my personal life, and responding to videos, getting people's feedback, advancing or helping to advance intellectual thought as much as I can, just for some average Joe with a small channel, to the best of his ability could do, at least.
Yeah, that's because I think you probably got the because I think you've got the kind of potential to have that internet persona. Whereas I don't really have that same because it's like the foul mouthed Australian, like that's kind of I think Bearing's kind of kicked my ass in that way. I don't know, it's hard to. Whereas you've got the because that avatar is really good that you created, like that's, and especially the like the way that was created, that was done really well. Like that's something that kind of leaves an impression.
Fortnite Siege says hi. Hello, Fortnite.
Like
yeah,
Fortnite.
I'm glad of how that turned out. And there's like a whole lot of other animation that I have to do. For a variety of other emotions that I took pictures of myself. Like there's me just standing with a moderate face and me with one eyebrow raised as in what? Then I have the shocked look, and then I just have a look where I'm angry, a look where I'm giving a thumbs up, and just all sorts of other emotions. So Baphomet, how have you been?
I'm doing okay. Just trying to figure out shit. I plan to learn how to play acoustic guitar. Yeah, probably make some videos if I get better. Maybe doing some covers for some songs and stuff like that.
Maybe you and Aspie can collaborate.
Yeah, maybe.
And have you any plans for like other videos that you're planning to upload, like any more anti-pedophile videos, whatnot?
I want to start targeting Christians and Islam. Yeah, I'm going to start targeting Christians and Muslims, but yeah. Probably.
What do you mean by targeting Christians and Muslims?
You know, like debunking them and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
like what, for example, like somebody like G-Man or something?
Well, Josh may have talking about a preacher who was anti-gay, basically always talks about how gays should be put to death and all that, and I was thinking about, hey, I should probably tear this fucker apart, you know, make a response video and all that.
Had you ever got a download of the footage of one little girl that I responded to?
Have I ever downloaded it?
Yeah, because
No.
she like apparently took down her own video.
No, I didn't.
Okay, so now it's too late for you.
Yeah, it's, probably like a week ago, I learned how to. I found this app where I can download YouTube videos, so I don't have to fucking pay for YouTube Red.
You said that you're 5'6" in the last stream that you were in with Cult of Ham, S-Man, and the rest of them.
I would say 5'7", but yeah.
Oh. I mean, I know you said that you were like 17, and when I like first heard you, I thought you were like some 24-year-old truck driver or something. But when you said you were 17, I was thinking, oh, he must be a very tall, big guy. But no, you're kind of short.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of tall.
Midget shaming.
If I ever called Ham said I should kill myself because I'm that short. I just started laughing.
Oh
Yeah, because I'm kind of I hardly. It's really weird because I don't know, because I'm tall. Like I'm used to kind of looking down a bit. But when I meet someone, on the rare occasion that I meet someone taller than me, it's like all of a sudden I just like I feel kind of intimidated because I'm not used to. I almost wish that I wasn't tall. It's just like to remember I was very self-conscious about it in high school because it's like because you don't want to be kind of noticed when you walk into a crowd, and then my fucking feet were are kind of like very, I don't know, like size 13 or something like that.
Clown feet.
It's like, yeah, I've got fucking clown feet.
I'm size 10.5 in feet.
10.5. I'm size 10.5.
Hmm.
It kind of varies because I would get like a larger sized skate whenever I want to go roller skating. Yeah, I don't have like the biggest feet, but it's just that mine are like extra wide is the main thing, because I could like get a 10.5 wide size, so I would have to get a size 12. Oh, kind of running out of stuff to say here. The stream is kind of dead down.
Yeah, because I'm like, because I'll probably let you go because I think I've got to eat. I'm gonna shut up my fucking bird somehow.
Yeah, I'm going to eat myself some dinner, probably work on a video, play Minecraft and all that stuff. I'm a freaking 22, almost 23-year-old who still plays Minecraft. Yay.
Oh, nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, I think I'm going to end the stream right here before this gets too lengthy. Oh, S-Man Speaks says, hey, Zach. Hey, S-Man. About to end the stream right now, so if there was something that you wanted to say to me, S-Man, talk about it in the Twitter chat. But yeah. Glad to have finally reached 100. I've only dreamed of this day. So, hey, Baphomet and Lonely Wolf, thank you for joining along. I'll keep on making the videos, especially with the gaming format in particular. And as always, S-Man Speaks into censorship.